Listen carefully. The most dangerous lie she tells isn't with her mouth, it's with your trust. I'm going to reveal the quiet places the truth hides, and the phrases that give it away, and the first place she hides it. You've even paid the monthly fee for it. If you value truth over comfortable lies, hit that like and hype buttons immediately. Subscribe to this channel and tell me in the comments what city you're watching from. I want to know where my strongest, most aware men are tuning in tonight. Why men miss it every single time. Here's what you need to understand. Women who hide things don't use obvious tricks. They don't leave lipstick on collars or delete every text in a panic. That's amateur hour, and you're dealing with something far more sophisticated. They use prearranged alibis. They use routine covers. They keep phones cleaner than operating rooms. The deception lives in normalcy. In the gym membership you admire, the book club you respect, the work project you sympathize with. My goal isn't to make you paranoid, it's to give you clarity and boundaries so you can protect yourself without drama. I'm going to walk you through 8 hidden plays with examples and the exact questions you'll ask yourself. Start with the gym membership you admire, because admiration is how you get fooled. How to listen. Like a detective, before we dive into the tricks, you need to learn how to listen properly. Most men hear words. You need to hear patterns. First rule, the too much, too little trap. When someone overshares basic details but gets vague on specifics, that's fabrication. Oh, spin class was amazing. The instructor played this great playlist. We did hills and sprints, so intense, but ask what time it ended, and suddenly it's around 6:30, I think. Second rule, behavioral contrast. Watch for emotional warmth that suddenly goes ice cold after intimacy. Listen for a steady voice that spikes into defensiveness over nothing. These swings aren't moods, they're pressure cracks. Third rule, channel shift. Messages move from regular texts to Slack, then to fitness apps, then to something called a work group chat. Each migration is a new hiding place. Now let's test your ears. Start where men applaud and miss the trick completely. The gym, the most innocent lie ever told. It's the perfect alibi because it looks virtuous. You're supposed to applaud it, not question it. Health, discipline, self-care, all the buzzwords that make guilt dissolve before it even forms. You feel almost ashamed for doubting. After all, she's doing something for herself, right? She's being strong, confident, empowered. But behind that halo of wellness, there's a gap wide enough to hide a secret. She says she's off to spin class. The class schedule says it ends at 6:20, yet somehow the door opens at 7:05. You hear the keys jingle, the casual hum of someone who's just had a great workout, but her hair, that perfect blowout, hasn't frizzed, her eyeliner hasn't melted. Even her perfume seems freshly applied, not sweat-worn. Something's off. Then come the small, crafted sentences. Met some new gym friends. We grabbed smoothies after. The kind of vague lines that sound healthy, wholesome, and untraceable. You've never seen these friends, never heard their names twice. And those designer leggings, they start to feel less like workout gear and more like part of a stage costume. Fabric stitched with convenience, not effort. Pay attention to the spaces between events. She lingers in the parking lot for 20 extra minutes, claiming she's cooling down or scrolling TikTok. But you notice how sometimes headlights face her windshield. Same time, same place. And that trainer group chat she's always giggling at? It's not the gym bros or fitness buddies. It's a smaller circle. 3 people, only 2 ever type. Here's what you do. Open the gym's website. Check the schedule yourself. Does the timing match? What route does she take home? And how long should that drive really take? Look at her gym bag. What's inside? What's missing? What never changes? The yoga mat that never unrolls? The shoes that stay spotless? The towel that's still folded exactly the way it left home? Listen for the micro tells. When you ask, how was your workout? And she says, oh, just cardio, a bit of everything. That's a non-answer disguised as one. Real workouts come with details. Sweat, struggle, a story. Fake ones stay foggy. It's not that she's suddenly become secretive. It's that the story she's telling has become too easy to believe. The gym is a beautiful excuse because it plays on virtue. Who questions dedication? Who doubts health? But remember this. She doesn't need dumbbells to lift her cover. Her friends, or whoever waits beyond the parking lot, can carry it for her far more easily. And that's the first trick, the gym gap. A perfect body hides a perfect lie. Trick 2, the borrowed voice. This is the silent alibi, the most dangerous kind. It doesn't need sweat or schedules or yoga mats. It hides in plain speech, in borrowed voices, in the loyalty of people who would never dream of deceiving you. And that's exactly what makes it work. You were raised to trust her circle, her friends, her family, her tight-knit web of confidence. They're familiar, dependable, disarming. Jessica, the best friend, the co-worker who calls you Hon, the church friend with that gentle, trustworthy tone. They're not villains. Most of them don't even realize they're part of the performance. They're the cover chorus, repeating her melody while the real song plays somewhere else. Jessica becomes the shield. She answers the phone on the first ring, voice bright, predictable. Oh, hey, yeah, she's here as we're just watching a movie. You picture them with blankets and wine glasses. But if you zoomed out, if you could see the edges of the frame, the truth would bleed through. Your wife is in someone else's passenger seat, headlights cutting through the same night you think she's spending on the couch. Social media will always betray timing. A photo uploaded at 10:14 p.m., a group shot, a toast, a blur of movement. But you remember driving past the office earlier that evening. The building was dark, locked, asleep. And yet, her location tag says, late night grind. That's how it works. Truth layered with half-truths, lies threaded into technical accuracy. The trick isn't chaos, it's coordination. Every lie is prearranged like choreography. She tells Jessica, I might stop by after my appointment. And Jessica, sweet and unsuspecting, confirms it later without hesitation. Oh, she was here. And she's right, your wife was there for 11 minutes, long enough to set the clock, short enough to rewrite the night. Listen to tone, not words. The giveaway is speed, an answer delivered too smoothly, too cleanly. I was at my sister's, you can call her if you want. Nobody truly innocent offers proof before accusation. That's the voice of rehearsal, not memory. Notice repetition too. Real life stumbles, forgets, improvises, scripts repeat. They tighten with every retelling. If every story lands the same way, same timeline, same phrasing, same supporting names, you're not hearing truth. You're hearing training. But deception doesn't always come from the people you can call. Sometimes the accomplice fits right in her palm. The one with the sleek glass face and the glowing blue light. The one that hums in her hand when you walk by. The one that deletes entire histories in a single swipe. The borrowed voice can be human or digital. Either way, it speaks for her when she needs silence most. And that's the genius of it. You're not being lied to by her voice. You're being lied to through others. The second trick is empathy weaponized. It doesn't shout. It doesn't hide. It simply lets someone else speak, while she lives another life behind the echo. Trick 3. The message disguise. The phone is the battleground, and she knows you know it, so she makes it look boring. Jessica from HR is actually Michael. The church group includes a man who isn't there for prayer. Fitness apps come with chat features. Slack and Teams messages arrive during dinner, and you're conditioned to think work and look away. Watch this. Different vibration pattern equals him. She smiles at the buzz, then forces the smile down and says, just work. The archive tab is where the heartbeat lives. Conversations that matter get hidden, not deleted. Here's the technical detail you're missing. Notifications without previews. She's turned off message previews, so when the screen lights up, you see message from FitnessPal instead of can't wait to see you tonight. Observe micro-expressions when the phone pings. Watch the type-delete-retype cycles. She's editing for an audience that isn't you. Note, sudden adoption of work or fitness apps for off-hours chatting. I need Slack on my phone now for the project is cover for a private channel. The archived conversations don't show up in recent chats. They're filed under names that sound safe. You'd have to know to look, and she's betting you don't. When the screen can't hide it, her mouth will, with a smile that cuts. Trick 4. The defensive smile. This is preemptive defensiveness, and it flips you into the villain before you finish your sentence. You ask a simple question. Who are you texting? She snaps back. Why are you so paranoid? The smile doesn't reach her eyes. The tone gets tight. The outrage is performative, designed to make you retreat. She'll say, don't start. I know what you're thinking before you've said a word. That's not defensiveness. That's stagecraft. She's casting you as the suspicious, controlling partner, so she doesn't have to answer the question. Notice the triggers. Her spikes cluster around specific names, happy hours, late work nights. Harmless questions about Tuesday get calm responses. Harmless questions about Thursday get character attacks. Track it, write it down. You're not paranoid for seeing patterns. You're observant, the flip from, hey, how was your day, to, you need to work on your trust issues over a simple question about timing is a tell. But her favorite dagger isn't anger, it's comparison, and it leaves deeper cuts. Trick 5, the comparison trap. This is the public praise strategy. She talks about another man too emotionally distant from you and normalize his presence in her life. Michael at work is hilarious. John really takes care of himself. She laughs at his jokes in a way you haven't heard in years. That laughter isn't for you anymore. She quotes his messages at dinner like highlight reels. She starts copying his routines, the protein brand he mentioned, the 5:30 morning class he takes. She's importing his lifestyle into her head and eventually into her schedule. Here's the instruction: log how often his name comes up, map the admiration tone, then test the boundaries by suggesting you'd like to meet him. Watch the evasion. Oh, it's not like that, or you'd find him boring, or why do you want to meet my co-workers? If he's just a colleague or gym acquaintance, meeting him costs nothing. If she dodges, he's not just anything. Spotting one man is hard enough, but some women run multiple calendars without a single alarm going off. Hidden signs of a low-value woman and how to protect yourself. Let me reframe this for you. You're not trying to catch anyone. You're trying to protect yourself. That means recognizing behavioral patterns that signal someone isn't operating with integrity. A low-value woman, and I'm defining this behaviorally, not as an insult, shows these signs: compartmentalized devices, a second phone stashed in the car, gym bag, or desk drawer, a guarded work phone that never leaves her sight, devices that have separate ecosystems, routine alibis disguised as healthy habits, standing girls' nights that never vary, family visits used as cover, book clubs where the book is never discussed at home, chronic emotional distance while maintaining polite coexistence. You live together, but you don't connect. Warmth has been replaced by logistics. Intimacy is scheduled and mechanical, over-explaining simple days, or giving two generic answers. How was your day? Gets a novel, or gets fine, busy, the usual. Both extremes hide the middle where truth lives. Scent and grooming shifts with odd timing. Instant showers the moment she walks in. Unexpected perfume layering. Hair done for a quick errand. These aren't about self-care. They're about preparation and cleanup. Manufactured fights to justify disappearances and create needing space narratives. Picking arguments before she goes out gives her an excuse to stay out. Coming home angry gives her an excuse to stay distant. Here's your protection plan. Write a boundary charter. Decide what you will and won't tolerate. Define how you verify without invading. This isn't about surveillance, it's about self-respect. Practice neutral questions and pattern journaling. What time did the class end? Isn't an accusation. Write down names, times, apps that come up repeatedly. Patterns emerge when you track them. Rebuild scarcity of your attention. Redirect energy to your purpose, your fitness, your friends, not to punish her, but to regain your center. When you stop making her the focus, you see clearly, and you stop accepting crumbs. But even low standards can look shiny online. And that's where the last traps multiply. Trick 6, the social proof mirage. This is false transparency through open mentions. She talks about new male friends publicly while hiding the depth privately. She tags a crowd in a photo, but the direct message thread is one-on-one. She says, he's just from the gym, yet her face lights up when he messages. She name drops him in book club photos where he never actually appears. The trick is mention versus access. She mentions him so you think it's innocent, but you can't meet him. You can't access the actual relationship. It stays behind a screen and inside her schedule. Try this. Suggest meeting him casually. We should grab drinks with your gym crew sometime. If she shifts the conversation to your control issues or says, that would be weird, you have your answer. Distinguish between transparency and performance. Real friends get integrated into real life. Hidden relationships get mentioned, but never materialized. And if you do try to get close, you'll notice something even stranger. Her touch changes without a fight. Trick 7, touch without presence. When emotions are elsewhere, physical touch becomes hollow or oddly performative. Sometimes sudden over-affection is the cover. Hugs that end too fast. Kisses that feel mechanical. or sudden oversweetness after a long, unreachable night. After work ran late, she's extra clingy, but her eyes keep checking the lock screen. She initiates cuddling, then goes silent and faces the wall. She's physically there, but emotionally she's already gone. Look for contrast with her baseline. If she used to curl into you and now she perches, that's a shift. If she used to be distant and suddenly she's all over you after suspicious nights, that's performance. Note the sequence: affection followed by shutdown. The guilt-driven warmth that collapses into cold detachment once she feels she's paid her dues. Final lesson: the smartest move isn't catching, it's choosing. And that choice starts with you, your line in the sand. Here's the clarity you came for. This isn't about surveillance, it's about standards. Use this test tonight. If honesty cost her nothing, but she still pays with drama, she's bankrupt. You're not looking for perfection, you're looking for integrity. You're looking for someone who doesn't need 8 layers of cover stories to live their life. Someone whose schedule, phone, and emotional presence don't require a detective to decode. Here's the truth you were avoiding. Loyalty isn't hard, it's just rare. Decide if you want rare or if you'll settle for recycled. The signs are there: the gaps in timing, the borrowed alibis, the phones that buzz differently, the defensive smiles, the comparisons that cut, the touch that doesn't land. You've probably seen half of these already and explained them away. Now you know what to see. The question is, will you pretend you don't?